Let's talk about Pearlier from Modern Horizons 3. Of the deep cuts we've had in Modern Horizons 3 so far, Pearlier is probably the most story important. So, in the original Kamigawa block trilogy, Pearlier is actually a point of view character through all three books. The story is told between Pearlier's point of view, the point of view of the mercenary Toshiro Umezawa, and the point of view of Michiko Konda. So, if Pearlier was so important, why didn't she get a card? After all, the Kamigawa block has one of the highest densities of legendary creatures that ever happened up until like Dominaria 2018. Well, this is actually a story that relates to the logistics of writing novels to accompany these magic sets. It was very difficult to write a novel to accompany magic sets at the time, and still would be if we still tried to do 100,000 word novels for every magic set. Namely, that the time frames to develop both are incredibly tight. Magic sets are developed from concept to completion in about 2 years. And by completion, I mean you have them in your hands. That time frame can vary somewhat, but in general, that's what we've been told. What that means is by the time a set is in good enough shape to have a story written for it, meaning it has a very clear world building, a very clear idea of where the story is going, there's only about a year. And for physical book publishing, that is a very tight turnaround. And it also makes it very difficult for characters created for the novels to then be incorporated into the sets. And for the 3-set block structure, it also meant that while writing that first novel, they might not have any idea of what the second or third set were going to look like yet, which caused all sorts of issues if you read them and you keep that in mind. So why was Pearlier important? Pearlier was the tutor of Michiko. She was also a very close friend of Michiko's mother, and was also one of the first people to turn on Lord Konda and realize there's something wrong about what's happening here. Now, she never likes or trusts Toshiro, which, fair, he wasn't trustworthy. But she was always there to support Michiko, and she worked very hard to keep her safe throughout the entire novels, while also working against Lord Konda as time went on. Ultimately, she's a big part of the reason why the young, naive Michiko was able to survive through the novels and become the great emperor she ends up being. Let me know which legend from Modern Horizons 3 you want me to cover next.